A quiet global reset is underway. Here's the big picture. Before we talk about politics, wars, or summits, let's start with the only thing that never lies: capital movement. Right now, money across the world is behaving differently. It's not chasing growth aggressively. It's not fully hiding either. It's repositioning quietly, selectively. And that tells us something important. This is not a normal cycle. This is not a temporary shock. We are watching the global system reorganize itself in real time. If you're waiting for a single headline to explain what's happening, you'll miss it. This shift doesn't announce itself. It shows up in trade routes, supply chains, currency sensitivity, defense spending, and how governments talk about security. The big picture is simple but uncomfortable. The world is moving from efficiency to resilience, and that changes everything. The end of the old assumption. For decades, the global assumption was clear. Trade would expand, supply chains would optimize, politics would follow economics. That assumption is now broken. Countries no longer treat economics as neutral. They treat it as strategic. Energy, food, technology, shipping routes, data, minerals, all of it is now viewed through a national security lens. This is why globalization isn't ending loudly. It's fragmenting quietly, and fragmentation is far more disruptive than collapse. What governments are really doing. Ignore the speeches, watch the budgets. Across the world, governments are doing three things at the same time. First, they are spending more on security, not just defense weapons, but cybersecurity, border control, maritime access, and industrial protection. Second, they are reshaping trade relationships, not to maximize profit, but to reduce dependency. Friendshoring and nearshoring are not slogans, they are admissions that the old system feels unsafe. Third, they are intervening in markets more directly. Industrial policy is back. Strategic subsidies are back. State involvement is increasing even in countries that once preached free markets. This is not ideological, it is defensive. Why capital is moving differently. Capital reacts before policy settles. Right now, investors are doing something subtle but important. They are no longer pricing the world as one connected system. They are pricing regions, alliances, and reliability. That's why you see increased interest in hard assets, persistent demand for safe havens, cautious positioning even during market rallies, capital concentrating in fewer trusted jurisdictions. This is not fear-driven panic, it's risk recalibration. Money isn't asking, where is growth highest? It's asking, where is stability credible? The currency signal most people miss. Currencies are often treated as technical instruments. That's a mistake. Currencies reflect confidence in systems, not just interest rates. Right now, many currencies are not collapsing, but they are becoming more sensitive. Small geopolitical signals are causing larger than expected moves. That tells you trust is thinner. When trust is thick, currencies ignore noise. When trust is thin, currencies react quickly. This is why exchange rates have become geopolitical indicators, not just financial ones. Energy and resources, the real battleground. Energy is no longer just an economic input. It's a weapon, a shield, and a bargaining chip. Countries with reliable energy access are recalculating their leverage. Countries without it are recalculating their vulnerability. At the same time, critical minerals have joined energy as strategic assets. Lithium, rare earths, copper, and other inputs are now treated as long-term power tools. This is why resource-rich countries suddenly matter more. But also face more pressure. Resources bring capital. They also bring scrutiny. Why this isn't a crisis but isn't normal either. Let's be clear, this is not 2008, this is not a sudden collapse, this is not a single event, this is a transition phase, and transitions are messy because old rules stop working before new rules are fully formed. That's why markets feel nervous but not panicked, governments feel reactive rather than confident. Long-term planning feels harder than usual. The danger in transition periods is not volatility, it's misreading direction. The mistake most people are making, most people are still waiting for certainty. They want clear winners and losers, definitive policy outcomes, stable narratives, but certainty always comes after repricing, not before. By the time clarity arrives, capital has already moved. That's why the smartest observers are not predicting outcomes, they are watching behavior. What are governments funding? What are companies delaying? What are investors avoiding without saying so? Those answers matter more than forecasts. The new global reality in one sentence. Here it is, stripped of drama. The world is reorganizing around trust, resilience, and power alignment rather than efficiency and cost alone. Everything else flows from that. Trade slows but doesn't stop. Growth becomes uneven. Capital becomes selective. Politics becomes louder because economics is no longer neutral. What this means going forward. Over the next few years, expect more regional blocs, more economic nationalism wrapped in polite language, more government-market overlap, more frequent geopolitical tests of confidence, not chaos, but friction. And friction changes returns, expectations, and behavior. Final thought. The mistake is not being wrong about the future. The mistake is assuming the future will look like the recent past. We are not going backwards. We are not collapsing. We are reordering. Those who understand that early adjust calmly. Those who wait for confirmation adjust late. This channel exists to help you see the shift while it's happening, not after it's explained away. Subscribe if you want clear, grounded analysis of global power and financial consequences without noise, hype, or false certainty.